So some of you might have been around in 2016 when I first put this little beauty out. Joe Biden is Donald Trump. What I wanted to show you is that same Genesis 4 story about Lamech, the old man, taking out Cain, and then that happening via the son who is a hunter, or called Tubal-Cain, that type of thing. Anyways, that was not Old Man Joe. Do you see the subtitle there? Now, if you look at this page, this is just the first one that came up. That's the original guy. All these others aren't. And I'll tell you, this is going to be an old story. Yeah, 7 years ago. See that? That's because, let me play this. And why does it matter? So you'll notice that when that's the original guy. See, this is all these pictures you'll see in this video are from 2016 or before. All right. So then that would be, if you go to my videos here, all the way at the bottom. You have to go all the way down to take a look. Oh, by the way, Dave Mustaine is Dave Koresh. And that's that same Waco hoax where the Alex Jones and all them characters kind of came into vogue. You know, here's the video I'm talking about now. You can take a look at it there. So anyways, if you wanted to take a look at the book of Adam and Eve, chapter 13, this will be an extension of what you find in Genesis 4. So that'll give you some more background to that. And the idea of how Satan is not just a character within play or something that you can design for a movie set. It is the idea of an idea. So you have the truth and the fiction. So the Lord Jesus Christ, who, if you have anyone to thank for anything I've ever given to you, it is the Lord Jesus Christ, because without, I would not be here. So that is that is my God. So then you can then trust the world and go with what's said there, and then you are led to wherever you are led. And then that's the idea of a range or a meadow. And I want to show you that all of these stories will have comparisons. This is dealing with cattle and dealing with robbers and the idea of confusing a man for a wild beast. All right? You have the idea of Saturn, or Saturn, the idea of turn around, which is also represented in the idea of Lot's wife, or losing your way, turning around, and thus becoming stagnant or unuseful. All right? If you look at this, you look at the sun, so you say Prado. So that would be the idea of a meadow. Huh? Now what's interesting about the meadows, that's where the sheep are hanging out. So then if you destroy the meadow, if you eat the meadow, you eat the food, so that the sheep then have to rely on you for sustenance. And they're eating the waste that the system, the Satan, SAY10, input equals output, provides. And then that manures the meadow, and the sheep then eat that. All right? Now then, if you also look in Genesis 41, you'll see that this represents the idea of the ne'er-do-well, the Pharaoh, getting dreams that must then be interpreted. All right? But you also see the sevens everywhere. All right? And that's for a reason. That's the idea of the 7 code I've talked to you about before. And I'll tell you real quick here. So then consider the meadow, the idea of a field that is where the sheep eat. This is all spiritual. So they're taking in these ideas, and then look at also 13. Remember I told you to look at chapter 13 for the Lamech story, which is being played out now with the Biden that will be taken out of the way, the Harris character who will then come in, which will allow Big Mike to roll in and then run as an incumbent. The idea of the woman riding the beast at the end, which is actually a tranny. All right, that is okay. So that's the idea of desolation. Anyways, what was I saying here? So, okay. So 13, the idea, remember, of 13 is also reduces to, well, that's the crown or corona idea, but it's also the crown or corona idea, which means what? The crown or corona is on something. That is the head. What is within the head but the mind? The 7, which is why you see the 41, you see the 14, you see the 43, the 34. Now then what at each step, the closer you're getting to the single digit, is more to the point. So then with the 41, you have the idea of that compression. The door, the 4, right here. Just think of that as a door, 4 sides, or 2 7s put together. You can do it with your pointer finger or your gun fingers. All right, and the 1 being the light or the idea itself standing before that door. So then do you let it in? The idea, do you let it in? The dalet, right? Da, the mind lets. You let that in, that becomes what? 5. That becomes senses balanced across 5, 5. That becomes your equilibrium, spiritually speaking, within the system. All right? And then, of course, that gets reflected. So, you know, the idea of bad company and bad results, that idea. It's just a mirror of one's input, offers the output. So then, let me show you this. So when I say Satan, so it's not confused with a character in little pajamas. The idea of Satan, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The idea of idol, the idol 9, goes into what? 10, or the idea of input equals output. That either returns to 0, meaning you forget about it, or it activates 1911, right? Boom. That's the idea of the 911 system. So then you say 10. I noticed this, the Marilyn Manson, MM, which is nothing more than the idea of 33 or WW, the idea of all of that. The 4th track of the 10th, all right? 10 is 1 and 4. Remember going back to this idea of the reverse of the 4-1. All right. And then within this idea, the teaser video has the Masonic Jew pretending to decapitate a corpse, which is supposed to be DT, Donald Trump, who is in fact playing the character of Joe Biden. All right. Going back to the beginning, because these are not these are demons. Just so you know, these are demons. These are possessions. All right, they're not of this. They're not for you to worry about. All right. So cheers, anyways. Just so you know, all this kind of leads down. You see, each thing leads to the next thing. It's just an idea or a precept upon precept. So if there's anything I've not talked about, a lot of my videos kind of have gone away. I don't know where to find them now. I just received a drive with a lot of them, however, but most of those I've uploaded already. So if there's something I haven't covered for you, or you'd like to get more of the Russia reports, obviously I have more of those. Oh, there's old Barbara. Where else? This dude was running around just earlier. And of course, this was the first little one I did with the that software with the where you give it a few different commands or ideas of where to go and just say, compute, and it makes a video for you. And I wanted to show you the result of that. So anyways, cheers. Be blessed. Have a great day, and just leave a comment below if there's something you want me to actually talk about, because I'm not like most people are out there looking. What are you doing? I'm looking for this. I've got the truth. I'm not worried about none of that. All right. So there's not actually something I'm looking for. So if there's something you're looking for and I can help you with that, you let me know. Otherwise, I really don't have much to talk about. All right. So cheers. Be blessed.